Okay, shall we begin my review of Nope?
Yep.
If you told me a few years ago I would be genuinely excited to see a new horror movie on the big screen, I'd have thought you were completely mad. But Jordan Peele's filmography proved past me oh so incredibly wrong. I think Get Out is a really great movie, and Us is genuinely one of my favourite movies of all time. So yeah, Nope was one of my most anticipated releases of the year as soon as the poster dropped. I opted to skip the second trailer in favour of going in knowing as little as possible, but watching the teaser and seeing Peele take on a larger scale UFO story looked great. Now, what I love about Peele's filmography is how each film feels totally unique from one another storytelling-wise. With each passing movie, the ambition in scope and thematic detailing has grown significantly, and the beautifully done summertime atmosphere in Us has evolved even further into feeling like a full-blown blockbuster here. It's thrilling to see Peele work with extravagant sets and gorgeously dynamic camera work. But in terms of the thematic elements, there's a lot to unpack in this movie, even more than there was with Us. And straight after a first viewing, I have to admit the specifics of things like Gordy, Keith David's recurring role, and ending it the moment it does, feel hard to pin down. Now, I've seen some good discussions of these elements after the fact, which do enhance the movie, but I will say after a strong opening act, I did feel as though the characters were acting more in the interest of what the film is trying to say, as opposed to what the characters themselves would do, if that makes sense. During that time, I wasn't sure how I was feeling about it. His films have always had subtext, but the immediacy of the story and characters felt enrapturing as you watched them, meaning you'd only really consider the layers behind it afterwards. Here, I did spend some of this stretch on this first viewing thinking, okay, where is this going? I should emphasize the first viewing point because it's the sort of thing which will likely improve on a second viewing, and once it gets going, oh my god does it get going! Despite being the least horror lenient of his films, there's a very short scene here which unsettled me watching and has turned outright horrifying the more it settles. If you've seen it, you probably know which bit I'm talking about, but suffice to say it might be the creepiest moment in Peele's filmography. It's the precursor to an amazing Close Encounters style sequence of unsettling imagery on an immense blockbuster scale. The character's likability began to really shine through, and the spectacle in combination with the suspense and riveting filmmaking made for a viscerally enthralling last act. I know I had those aforementioned reservations, but they became irrelevant amid the absolutely phenomenal aspects of this movie, which overwhelmed me in a way I haven't been for a long time. These moments where the performances, momentum-pounding camera work, and incredible music worked alongside each other flawlessly gave me the high I always want out of a movie, especially on the big screen. Oh yes, side note, Michael Abel's work on the soundtrack is his most effective for one of Jordan Peele's films, complementing the unnerved atmosphere with suspenseful sounds and even ones with a surprisingly playful bombast to them perfectly. So I did love quite a big chunk of this movie, and the more I read up and come to my own conclusions on its themes of, let's just say, rubbernecking for those who haven't seen it yet, the more it comes together for me. I'm not sure how this'll improve on a second viewing, whether it'll all click and I love the whole thing, or if its thematic ambition winds up getting even more in the way. All I can really say for now is Nope has further cemented Jordan Peele as one of my favourite filmmakers. The imagination with which he explores these ideas through a horror lens I just think is brilliant. As of this moment, I'm gonna say this is my least favourite of his 3 movies thus far, But to be honest, that's not saying much as, unless a home viewing of Licorice Pizza has something to say about it, this is my favourite film of the year so far. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye!